Right, hang on. Just unwind there and then...
Martin?
I think I've got it. I think...
Martin? Martin?
Yes, Wally?
What's that?
Wally, this is our route out of this Zoom prison.
Whoa.
Yeah, I've been working on it all night. It is my escape plan.
Wow, that's...
Absolutely.
Oh, it looks a little bit complicated to me.
Complicated? Well, of course it's complicated, Wally. Yeah. This plan requires precision and detail. It requires all the courage. It requires brains. And strength. It's going to take everything we've got. Wally.
Yeah?
Do you mind?
Sorry.
Right, let me talk you through it. So, we're here, aren't we? So, and then what we're going to do is you're going to take the what's it called, a spanner, and then we're going to go down the shafts, and we're going to dig a little hole in this corner of the boiler room, and then basically we need to get ourselves.
Oh, hello. You must be here for the Making Music at Home session. I hope that's why you've come. That's why I'm here. Now, in order to have the most fun today doing this, you're going to need some items from around your home. You might need to ask a responsible adult to help you find these. You will need a few things. Ideally, a funnel. You might need to ask to see where one of those is kept. A piece of hose pipe. That's quite important for today. 2 wine glasses. They need to be good ones. The thinner the better. A jug of cold water. And the inside of a toilet roll. So let's maybe press pause for a minute and go and find those things. I'll show you a picture of them all so you can have a look at them all together. So hopefully now you've got all your things you need to make some music at home. The first thing we're going to make is a trumpet. How are we going to make a trumpet from all those things, I hear you ask? Well, you're going to need your funnel, your hose pipe, your toilet roll middle, and some sellotape. So hopefully you've got all those things ready. The first thing you need to do is get your hose pipe, and we're going to put it in the end of the funnel to make an airtight seal. So we push that in. So we've got that inside, a nice and snug fit. It may be that if your hose diameter is a bit wider, you need to put it on the top of the funnel. But it doesn't matter as long as it's snug. And if it's a little bit loose, get your sellotape and wrap it round to create an airtight seal. So you've got your hose on one end of the funnel. And on the other end of the funnel, we need to attach the toilet roll. Now to do this, we're going to need to squeeze the end up tight. So we get the end and we're going to squeeze it so that it creates as small as possible little space to create a bit of a tube. See, a bit like that? And then we're going to wrap some sellotape around it to make an airtight seal once again. And what I'm going to do then is just chop the top off with a pair of sharp scissors. You might need a responsible adult to help you with this because you're going to need sharp scissors, but you don't need the whole length of tube. We're just going to chop the top off as well. So that's quite tricky. And then if you want it to be extra robust, you can wrap some more sellotape around the tube. So that gives it a bit more strength, a bit more sturdiness, ready to be our trumpet mouthpiece. So we've got that all ready, all sellotaped up nice and sturdy. We've got our funnel and we've got our hose connecting the two. Now before we play it, I just need you to practice this. And the great thing here is you get to blow a great big raspberry. But it's got to be quite a high raspberry, quite a high note. So your lips need to be really close together when you do it. So we blow a raspberry like this. That's not going to work. We need to blow a high raspberry by keeping our lips quite tight. So we're going to make that sort of noise, and we're going to do it with our mouth right up against our cardboard tube mouthpiece, and that should come out of the funnel as a bit of a note, as a trumpet. Are we ready? Let's give it a go. So you can hear we can make different notes on our trumpet depending on what type of raspberry we blow. So just think now, with your homemade trumpet, with your hose and your mouthpiece and your funnel, you can entertain your brothers, your sisters, your friends, your mum and your dad for hours They will love it, especially dancing to it when you play them a little tune. Give it a try. That was fun, wasn't it? Now for our second make music at home instrument, we're going to need the 2 wine glasses that we talked about earlier. So I'm going to pop them down there. Let you do that so you can see them a bit. And we are going to fill them with different amounts of water from our cold water jug. So I'm going to fill this one just about half full. I'm going to fill this one a bit less because I'm going to put maybe 1/4 to 1/3 of the glass full of water. Now, how we make music this is a bit tricky. Going to need a bit of effort, and you need to make sure you don't break the glasses. But we're going to get our finger there. We're going to dip it in the water. We need it to be a little bit wet. And we're going to put it on the top of the glass, and we're going to push down, and then we're going to go round. Can you hear that? And then if we do it with the glass with a small amount of water, can you listen to the difference? It makes a higher note with a smaller amount of water because of the vibrations. And if we poured some of the water out of this big one to make it a little bit more, even less, this should be higher still. Oh, not tipped enough water out. It's a tiny bit lower there, isn't it? And if you've got lots of wine glasses, then you could make a whole instrument with different notes. But you've got to remember, you've got to push down and move it round. And that is a great tone. Your parents, your friends, your brothers and sisters, they will love that noise in the background. It won't be irritating or annoying at all. I'd recommend you do this. Maybe first thing in the morning when you get up. Do it for a long while. It's very therapeutic. So everybody, I hope you've enjoyed making music at home with Dan. I hope you've turned some things you've got at home into musical instruments. And more importantly, had some fun. Cheers.
And then once you've passed me the tin of beans, and I will go down this last shaft, and then once the guards have moved on through that corridor, and then we'll sneak out here, and then we're out. It's brilliant.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely brilliant.
So, the plan is to hide.
Well, yes, I suppose it is, yeah.
Right. Oh, look! The art channels are on. Oh, and they're making palm leaves. Martin, we can hide behind those.
Wally, that was not in the plan, was it?
Hello, my name's Mark, and today I'm going to be teaching you the craft activity. And today we're going to be making palm leaves. These aren't palm leaves, these are my hands. We're not going to be making these, but we are going to need some things to make our palm leaves. First of all, I'm going to send my dog out into the garden because we need a stick.
No, Floyd. We need a smaller stick. That stick's far too big. We need a small stick. One like this, about 30 centimetres long. Oh, and we need a piece of green felt, some scissors, and you'll need a pen. Not a lot of things. So, to start with, we need to draw our leaf. Oh, that could be tricky. Or maybe it might be worth starting with a piece of paper and drawing the heart shape on that first. Here you are. If we cut this out, then that might be a bit easier. If you're not good with scissors, then maybe you want to ask Mum or Dad to help you out. There we go. Now we can use that as a stencil to draw our palm leaf. Here goes. There we are, that's not too bad. However, if you are feeling brave and you fancy giving it a go yourself, then you can just draw it freehand like this. Remembering not just the heart, but the little stem at the top as well. There we go. Now again, I'm going to cut this out. Speed it up a bit. It's a bit boring otherwise, isn't it? Here we are. Lovely. Now to make it a bit more leafy, I'm going to cut some little bits in the side. Make it look more like a palm tree. Here we are. Now, for our stick to go on, we need 1, 2, 3, 4 holes. To do that, fold it in half, and then just as I show you here, snip out those 4 little holes, like so. There we are, 4 holes, which we can then thread the stick through. Woohoo! There we are. Our palm leaf. Now, you might want to make a paper one if you haven't got any felt. I've made 2 here. They work just the same.
Lovely palm leaf, which you can wave about as if you're waving for Jesus. Well, I hope that you've enjoyed making these palm leaves. Please have a go yourselves. Please even send us a picture if you can of your palm leaf. Be as creative as you can.
What's the plan now?
Wally, I explained the plan to you earlier. Were you not listening?
Palm leaves weren't in that plan.
Look, we hide here until the guard comes by, and when he notices that we're not there, he's going to come looking for us, isn't he?
And then what?
Well, and then on my signal, we'll sneak out.
Oh, nice! Martin, I really think this could work. Oh, sorry.
Unbelievable. Here he comes now!
I wonder where the prisoners are. Playing a fun game of hide and seek, are we?
I think he's seen us.
Shh, just stick to the plan.
I don't know what the plan is if he sees us.
Run! Get off. Unbelievable.
Nice try, but hiding isn't going to set you free.
This escaping business is quite hard, really. Hey, look! The next bit of the Easter story's on. Oh, and it's about a criminal who's set free. I wonder how he does it.
Well, I bet his plan isn't as good as mine.
Hi there. Do you want a mini roll? I've got these 4 lovely chocolate mini rolls for tea later. But hang on, I've got something to tell you first. I'm just going to put them down over here so they're nice and safe, and we'll have them later. So, learning about Jesus, haven't we? And recently we've been learning about how Jesus came to Jerusalem on Palm Sunday, on a donkey. This is clearly a donkey, not a horse at all. Came to Palm Sunday on a donkey. And everyone was happy and celebrating, and if they'd had mobile phones, they would have got selfies with Jesus. It was great, it was brilliant. But we're not doing about Palm Sunday. We're doing about Good Friday, which is about 5 days later, 2,000 years ago, and things were very different then. In fact, things were bad, because Jesus was being crucified on a cross alongside 2 criminals. Now, to be crucified means that there was, well, I'll tell you what it means, there was a big wooden cross, okay, and you had nails through here, and here, and here, and here, and you were nailed to the cross, and you hung there until you died. It was a horrible thing, a horrible punishment. And that's what we need to talk about today. But, oh, hang on. So I'm going to check on the mini rolls. I'm a little bit worried about them. Here we are. Here we've got the mini rolls. We've got 1, 2, 3. Hang on. We had 4 mini rolls. Where's the 4th one gone? Hang on. Hang on a minute. Rowan! Rowan, did you eat a mini roll? So even though you've got a mini roll wrapper in your hand, and I can see a mini roll cream on your cheek, you're telling me you didn't eat a mini roll? Rowan, I don't believe you. I'm afraid I'm going to have to punish you. Can you sit on the naughty step, please, and think about what you've done for 15 minutes? I'm going to put these over here. Sorry about that, everyone. So Jesus is on the cross, and there's 2 criminals next to him on the cross as well. And the first criminal, he turns to Jesus and he's insulting him. He's taking the mickey out of Jesus, saying, oh, if you're the king, you come down off that cross. You take me with you. horrible things. He's insulting Jesus, being horrible to him. What about the other criminal? Well, the other criminal, you'd think he might insult him as well, but he doesn't. He doesn't insult Jesus. He does something very different. He says to that first criminal, "What are you doing? What are you saying? We're criminals. We're horrible. We've done awful, awful things. But Jesus, this man, he's done nothing wrong. Nothing at all." And that's right, isn't it? Jesus lived a perfect life. He never did anything wrong. That criminal was right. And do you know what the criminal said next? He turned to Jesus and said, "Jesus, remember me when you're king. Remember me when you're king." That criminal was saying, "Jesus, I trust you. Rescue me. Help me." And what did Jesus say? You might think he said, "What, you low down, rotten scoundrel, you criminal, think I'm going to help you? No way." No, Jesus didn't say that. We think Jesus maybe said, "Oh, he said, I'm in too much pain, I can't just stop bothering me." Jesus didn't say that either. No, he always had time for people. He said to this criminal, he said, "I tell you the truth, today you'll be with me in paradise." Today you'll be with me in paradise. Paradise, he means heaven. He means with God. He's saying to this criminal, he'll be with Jesus in heaven. Hang on a minute. In heaven, a criminal? That's not right. No, that can't be right, because criminals don't go to heaven, do they? Only good people go to heaven. Isn't that right? What's going on here? Well, maybe I can help us work out what exactly is happening here. So, remember that earlier on, Rowan was naughty and he ate a chocolate mini roll, and I've put him on the naughty step. Well, you know what? I'm going to take Rowan's place on the naughty step. I'm going to let him go free, and I'm going to sit on the naughty step in his place, taking the punishment for him. So I'm now sitting on the naughty step. This should be Rowan here, but I've taken his place instead. And you know what? That's exactly what Jesus did for that criminal. He took his place. He took the punishment that criminal deserved. That criminal had done some horrible things. And so he deserved punishment from God for things that he'd done, things that he'd thought. But Jesus said, "No, I'll take your place." He faced death and punishment for that criminal instead. So the criminal could truly be with Jesus and God in paradise. He could be free. But you know what? Jesus didn't just die for that criminal. He died for all of us. For me and you. That's what the Bible teaches. That's what Christians believe. That Jesus died for the wrong things that you do, or the wrong things that you think, what we call sin. Jesus died in your place, in my place, so that we could be set free. So that we could know God and know Jesus. Jesus' sacrifice is for us. And that is very good news.
But I don't understand, because there were no reflexes in his plan, or strength, or escaping, or hiding, or anything. He died at the end.
But, you see, I think that was the point, Martin, because he didn't need any of those things. He just needed to trust in Jesus.
But he died at the end.
Feels like that's not the end of the story, Martin.